Hey everyone, Evan Siliuson here, founder of the Northwest School of Aromatic Medicine and Higher Mind Incense. And welcome to my backyard here in the Pacific Northwest. I've been feeling inspired lately to address something that's really been showing up for me a lot lately too. You know, I teach about this a lot, and it's one of the most ancient aspects of being a plant person, and that's connecting to the plants and to nature themselves. You know, so often today we can, purchase any kind of extract or botanical material with the click of a button online. And a lot of the times, people tend to neglect their real life relationships to plants and to nature. And, with the recent events happening around the world right now, a lot of people have been staying home, myself included, and I've been kind of pushed outside, drawn outside with this beautiful weather that we're having. And I've been, hiking around the area here and really kind of taking my relationship to the plants with a new level, something I've been wanting to do for a while now. I'm on the computer a lot and just trying to step out of that and get myself back to my roots and back to nature. So this video here, I want to express some things on my heart lately and take you to one of my favorite spots here on the land and share with you my favorite cedar tree. So follow me and I'll take you over there. All right, we made it. Welcome to my favorite cedar on the property here. Like I was saying, it's sometimes hard as a teacher and running an online school and incense business to spend as much time with the plants and nature as I'd really like to be. And maybe you feel that way as well with everything that's going on in your life. But it's one of the things that, I've really been wanting to get back to and something I'm finally making more time to do, and it feels really good. I started my plant path that way and things kind of changed, and now I'm coming back full circle and ready to dive in again. And it's really the most important part of being a plant person, and it's such a crucial part of the plant path for anyone that works with plants in any way, whether professionally or for personal reasons. And if you're watching this, you likely use aromatic plants or medicinal herbs in one way or another, maybe for medicine or for food, or maybe for products that you treat patients with. Wherever someone's at with their work with plants, one of the things that takes our herbal practice to a whole new level of depth and understanding is nurturing your real life relationships with real life plants out in nature. Because in becoming a plant person, you're marrying yourself to the world of plants and to the plants themselves. So often today, people rely on books or websites to learn information about plants and healing, which is totally fine. But when people limit themselves to these kinds of modes of learning, they're really missing out on the most ancient and intrinsic part of this path. It's all about your person to plant connection. It all starts with the plants out in nature. Healers of the past, they didn't have books, they didn't have things like Google, they didn't have iPhones they could look something up on. Materia medicas, weren't commonplace like they are today as well. And we're definitely blessed to have all of these resources. But the more direct way to understand a plant's virtues in medicine, the way to really let a plant's medicine into your heart, is to enter direct communication with the heart of nature and with plants themselves. Sitting with plants, observing them, touching them and feeling them, smelling them, experiencing their habitat and their surroundings, and meditating with them in their natural state before they're turned into any kind of extract. Before we dissect a plant, it's so incredibly important to know its wisdom through its whole form, its living form, like this cedar tree here. Your plant practice or aromatic practice is all about the plants. Without them, we wouldn't be here talking about this, and you wouldn't have your practice with them. So it's super important to work on our connections to them and honor them out in the field and in the forest, and learn from them in addition to books and teachers, and that will help you better understand them in our lab or workspace or in our home. Now, there's so many aromatic materials sold today from around the world that you can just easily buy with the click of a button. But the fact is, everyone has their own local indigenous aromatic plants growing around them a lot of the times in their backyards. And unfortunately, a lot of people are just totally unaware of this, and they have no idea what their local native aromatic and medicinal plants are. They're just missing out on these treasures. But these are the plants that we should all really get to know the most, and getting to know them will actually help you deepen your understanding of plant medicine and plant connection as a whole, so that way you can better understand all the exotic plants from other parts of the world that maybe you'll definitely never get to meet in person, and also help you better understand the use of plant extracts. People have been establishing personal relationships with their local plants for ages to maintain optimum health, to provide nourishment, for pleasure, and for maintaining spiritual health. And just being out in nature in the first place, this cathedral of the plants really helps put us in a totally different state of mind than when we're learning about plants through a computer screen or reading words on a page. The act of going out and meeting a plant in the wilderness really tethers you to the earth, strengthens your roots, and it honestly feeds your spiritual connection to nature. And it gives you real life connection that a book can't ever offer you. There's really nothing like going out to be with a plant and absorbing all the information that you can from it through your senses and observation, and meditating with it, and then taking a part of it home, harvesting it in a good way, sustainably, to burn as incense or to make into some kind of medicine. That really brings the practice to a new level and makes the process just that much more meaningful. Another piece of ancient wisdom is that when you live in a particular region, or when you're born or raised in a region, the plants that grow native to that same region are actually going to be the most effective plants to help heal a person, or that person that grows or that was raised in that same region. And if you think about it, this makes a lot of sense. When you live in a land with its unique climates and elemental balances, different weather patterns, seasonal changes, unique star and planetary alignment, specific levels of minerals and nutrients in the soil, your body's accustomed to specifically that region that you live in through these different forces. And as you eat the local foods that grow in your soil, and you drink the water from underground, and you breathe in the air, all these different subtle medicines of the plants on the breeze and all of the influences literally become a part of you over time. And then the herbs that are native to your region also contain all of these different aspects as well, and are influenced by these exact same forces, which makes them the most potent match for your body's specific needs, as they understand the living architecture of the bioregion that both of you call home. So these plants are just the right mixture of energies and medicine to help you achieve greater balance in your health and keep you healthy and in balance based on your bioregional location. So people indigenous to a place were often much healthier than people are today, because they simply incorporated their local medicine and aromatic plants into their diets, into teas, and they burn them as incense ceremonially for medicine as well, and for boosting their immune systems. And another ancient teaching that can be found around the world is that within every bioregion on Earth, there's a plant for every sickness. So this really makes sense when we look at ancient medical systems like all around the world, like traditional Chinese medicine, Western herbalism, Ayurveda, Native American medicine, different medicine systems of South America and the Amazon, Egyptian medicine. Each different healing system has their own set of local indigenous herbs for every disease and imbalance. It's really a profound piece of wisdom there that can be of great use to everybody. Now there's hundreds, even thousands of aromatic plants used as incense all around the world in every country, whether used for pleasure or medicine or spiritual uses. And it's just really amazing that we're able to get to know so many plants from around the world by being able to, order them online really easily or buy them at an herb shop. But this is relatively new territory. And what I really want to emphasize here is the importance of getting back to your roots and learning to incorporate the wisdom and medicine of the aromatic plants growing around you locally into your current practice, in addition to the aromatics that you already know and love from other parts of the world, and establishing deeper relationship as to as many wild plants as you can growing in your bioregion, even stretching beyond that, is really going to shift your perspective and deepen your relationship and connection to nature and plants in general, and also create some really powerful and really priceless experiences that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And over time, you can actually learn to harvest different aromatic botanicals based on the seasons, different bloom times, resin flows, if you're harvesting resins or gums from trees, different ripening periods, and you can bring your harvest home and enjoy it as incense or medicine and share it with your friends and family, and even make your own aromatic creations with local plants. And when it comes to the world of aromatics, there's really nothing more rewarding than this, than the feeling that this gives you and the impact that it has on others. And as you can imagine, my incense plant collection is pretty vast. I have plants from all over the world, but I also have a lot of botanicals and resins from right here in the Pacific Northwest, from where I'm from. And I've cultivated really strong personal relationships with them over the years. And throughout the seasons here, you can find cedar leaf, resin and wood, fir, spruce, pine, the resins and needles from all of those. We have wild rhododendrons, we have poplar and cottonwood buds, which are some of my favorites. Out east a bit, we have sagebrush and juniper berries and leaf. And that's just to give you a couple examples of the biodiversity that we have in this region here. So with all of this being shared, I suggest starting out with going out to meet one or two local aromatic plants and begin a dialogue, or maybe strengthen an existing relationship that you have, and adding a new plant to your aromatic toolkit. And when you're searching out your first aromatic plant, if you're having a hard time finding some, you can always try searching out some conifers or evergreen trees. They grow all over the world. They're usually pretty easy to find. These are trees like pine and fir, cedar, spruce, cypress. Sometimes you can find a local plant identification guide, which can be super helpful. Always make sure that you know what plants that you're working with. Some plants are poisonous, so if you're not certain about a plant, definitely learn more about it first, or you can have a professional identify it for you. So that's it for now. Thank you for joining me on my land here by my pond on this beautiful day. Until next time, take care and be safe out there.